Hello everybody, Hinkage here once again with more top 32. Let's get right into it. Got the classic leads. You gotta respect that. Gotta respect going for Brick Break turn 1 too. No leech from Celebi going right into Pert. And then back to Fortress. Gengar for the spin block, okay. That's good mix up there. Blissey coming in on T-Tar. That's probably going to be forced out again. Stays in, possibly counter. But it flinched. We'll never know. And this Blissey is dead. I'm going to think maybe that was counter. Or possibly suspecting staying in, thinking it might be special T-Tar. And we're not going Gengar this time, so we get the spin. We get rid of spikes. Celebi comes in for free, dodging that toxic. Not that it would have mattered too much anyway. Dodging it again. Unfortunate, doesn't even begin to describe. Zapdos probably going to switch out here, yeah. Light screen Celebi. You don't see that too often. Will Fortress go for more spikes here? Nope, just content to keep spinning them away. Nuggle might not have a spinner at this point. I'm going to assume with light screen support, this might be D-Dance T-Tar? No, it's special T-Tar. He's got to have some setup mon in the back, I would think. Or she, rather. Maybe not, though. I haven't seen too much of light screen Celebi besides support for setup mons, so my knowledge is definitely limited there, as it is in many places. Light screen again. Not going to do much against Skarm, though. Though T-Tar doesn't really need it. Protecting to waste a Fire Blast. Flygon to waste another. No burn either. That would have been very nice to have. Although Flygon can't really touch Celebi either. I wonder if it's got Recover. Probably, yep, it does. So Flygon can't do anything to this. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and assume we're switching. I was gonna say Leech Seeding. Maybe if you want to be a little bit greedy. But there's no need for that here. Content to get 3 layers of spikes up in exchange for the leech. Aerodactyl. I wonder what this Aerodactyl could be. A sub, possibly. What would make sense with light screen? I guess normal Aerodactyl would be okay. But it's going to be tough for Aerodactyl to do really anything against this team that still has Flygon and Skarm. Skarm's doing pretty well too. Going to be tough for Aero to come in here. Light screen does help protect Swampert against kind of HP grass. Definitely helps against Blissey. And that HP grass from Celebi, not going to do too much. Leech, on the other hand, going to do a lot. Well, not do a lot, but it's going to help you gain back a lot. So He's been on the field for a while now with this toxic. Yeah, 37. HumYumm's got a switch here. Alright, very nice. The Zapdos might have... Nope, toxic again. Can't remember what it has. It may have HP Ice or Grass, but Thunderbolt gonna do it. I think a non-crit T-Bolt typically does around 15-16 against Celebi, assuming basic sets. I think that's what it does. So I'm going to assume that crit mattered. Very unfortunate. And HumYumm forfeits. Missed the key line just now. Alright. Well, game 1 going to Noggle. GG. See if HumYumm can bring it back. We got T-Tarditos again. Pretty sure I'm not watching the same game as last time. Looking... Okay, I'm definitely not. I almost psyched myself out there. I was like, these teams are looking real similar. Alright, Fortress content to take that T-Wave all day. Doesn't matter too much for what it wants to do. Though Starmie probably has Rapid Spin on this set, I'm assuming. And now you're kind of forced between spinning and possibly dying. Recovering still? Okay. Will Starmie spin here? No, it's surfing. This is very aggressive, this Starmie. Surely it has Rapid Spin. But Noggle's just not clicking it. Maybe it doesn't have Rapid Spin. Might have Ice Beam. No, okay. Alright, he Rapid Spin. Probably wanted to sack Starmie to get Heracross in here. Very good positioning. Mega Horn, which is still doing a ton of damage. Alright, now if we really gonna go wild, Heracross can come in again here on the switch. But we're happy to Fire Punch. No burn, of course. Heracross coming in on a Blissey. This is really free damage right here. Or a free sub. And he does have lefties on it. Oof. I think that crit mattered. I'm pretty sure that mattered. That was huge. Alright, double into Heracross here. No, Wish. Also good. Another special T-Tar. I think this is the same team that HumYumm had last game. Oof, counter. Nice. Like to see that. Huge counter. No Zap gonna get the revenge here. Still gonna 2-hit KO this Fortress. Maybe with rounding or high roll. Yes. Alright. Aerodactyl kind of has to Rock Slide here, so it should be free entry for Jirachi. I mean, she could have made a bold prediction going to EQ, but it's not really worth it at that point. I think Jirachi can kill with Fire Punch there. Not even going to risk it. I mean, it's resisted, but I think it could do it. Maybe not. I don't have time to calc now. But T-Tar chip healing back up. Not going to matter too much with that Heracross. Baton Pass really coming in handy there. And now he can protect to Scout. Or Wish. Also good. Special T-Tar can't really touch Zapdos. So, how much did that do? 16. I think I said last time that crit mattered. Assuming these are similar sets. pretty much confirmed that the crit game one did matter. And that's going to be HP grass. HumYumm doing a good job scouting for it. Gonna baton past that leech seed to Heracross, but Celebi's still gonna be forced out here. And that leech should go away. Let's see if it does now. There we go. Always content to leech. T-Tar is chip healing so much here. Almost back to half. And Megahorn missing. That's huge. This T-Tar is going to be almost impossible to take out now. This Jirachi is not going to be able to do anything to it. Zapdos is going to have a tough time. Swampert can do it, but it's stopped by Celebi. This is not looking too good. We roll for a burn here. That's the type of damage that you would need. Yeah, especially with, well, it does get the burn finally, but with light screen, that's not going to do enough. We're cranking it up to fast speed because I really think that there's no viable path to victory here, one might say. Missing that Megahorn was very crucial. Heracross still would have had to do a lot of work, but you know, T-Tar would be gone. It would threaten Celebi. It wouldn't really threaten Swampert too much, but you could do damage. And you could have Zapdos for Swampert too, of course. Zapdos could take that out. You just lose a lot of mind game potential, I guess you could say, with switches too. Gets paralysis on T-Tar. That's not going to matter too much. Maybe if this Swampert has Ice Beam, it does for Celebi, but there's just no way to break this core. That's what I'm trying to say. Heracross is the only one who could have done that. But we're riding it out. And we're dropping stuff. In case you heard that. Yeah, I really just don't see I don't see a way forward here, to be honest. Especially with light screen. Putting in as much work as it is. Light screen really just the final nail in the coffin, in my opinion. Alright, Pursuit, T-Tar. Maybe a crit freeze here. Even then, that would be hard to come back from. But, Noggle not giving up. We're going to hyperspeed here. He is determined. Maybe he sees something I don't. He is in top 32, of course. So I don't want to put any words in his mouth. Any thoughts in his head. Claim to know what he's thinking. That's what I meant to say. Oh, Curslax. That's a way forward. If we could somehow get Celebi taken care of, Curslax could do it. So he did have something. Although it's going to be real tough. He has to get a freeze on Celebi and then maybe Curse. Surf, Ice Beam, Curse, and I think Earthquake? I'm going to assume Earthquake. It could be Refresh, but then why would you have Curse? I mean, of course you could have Curse and Refresh, but then why would you have Surf and Ice Beam? It's possible, though. Alright, if we Ice Beam, freeze here. Not getting it yet. Heracross would be very helpful against this Celebi. Of course, it does come back to Heracross. It is doable if HumYumm gets frozen at a bad time or makes a lot of mistakes. It's technically doable. Alright, if we catch Celebi with a crit too on the switch-in. Gets pumped, that's huge damage. That had to be an Ice Beam there, but that's a tough call to make. But at 104 turns, I think you kind of have to start making these tough calls. Celebi might be low on leech. No, not at all. Unless pressure isn't showing it. I'm pretty sure that's the problem. I was very impressed with that Curse Pert, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. Unless we get a lot of amazing plays here. Respect to Noggle for playing it out. Trying his hardest to win. You don't want to give up any games in top 32. For sure. Especially with, what are we at now? $41.99, basically $4,200. You get half of that after taxes. Alright. Did he get the crit? No, he didn't. Ice Beam just 46 on its own, so a crit could definitely KO. With a high roll crit, maybe, possibly. And Swampert getting burned. Okay, we definitely have a path forward now for Swampert. We could also Fire Punch crit Celebi, that would be very helpful. Oh, but that Crunch did crit. That's not going to be good. And it lowers Spadef. It is Earthquake for Swampert's last. Swampert coming back in on Celebi for some chip heal. Very nice. And crits T-Bolt. He can do this here. We're getting close. The Recover still has a lot of PP. Maybe if it only had 16 instead of 32. That slow Baton Pass allows for chip healing again against Celebi. It's very nice. Gets the paralysis. Very nice Baton Pass again, calling it. Chip healing more with lefties. How much wish does he have? 5 left. Baton passing to Jirachi again. Gets the Spadef drop. That's not great. It's going to do just a little bit more damage now from Pursuit. Oh, but he got the paralysis. It's a good thing I put it on fast a long time ago. Turn 159. There is a very slim margin that Nagal can bring this back. He really needs a paralysis on T-Tar here on the switch. Or at any point, really. Protecting on that crucial Fire Blast turn. How many Fire Blasts are left? Only 2. It's going to be tough to break Jirachi after that. Very nice heal back up from Pert. Ice Beam's expecting the Celebi switch in. Very acceptable. Just going to finish off now. Celebi going to come in, of course. It would be bold if he stayed in. Ice Beam there. But that's an incredibly difficult play, especially after you've come this far. Jirachi healing, switch. Wasting a protect. Protects again. And the pursuit. Could we see a third protect? Wish. How many wishes are left? 1 wish left. Gonna have to use it very wisely here. Has to go to Swampert. Ice Beam here? Yes, he does. No freeze, unfortunately. Really needed that. Ice Beams again stays in on the light screen. That could have been it. That could have been huge. This could also... Unfortunate. Well, not really. It's a 10% chance, you know, crit so low, but... He's been playing it very well. I think at that point, I wouldn't say that you got lucky for a crit. I would say that would be relatively as close to earning a crit as possible. As close to earning a freeze as possible. We were just staying in and nothing doing. There's no chance. Jirachi is no burn on Fire Punch either. Jirachi is too weak, I think, to even take on Aerodactyl at this point. Swampert staying in again, very bold. And a crit Ice Beam would not have killed. I'm pretty sure 46 is the max. But a freeze would be very helpful. Maybe a freeze crit. That's what I think he needed. Freeze crit. Turn 192. He's out of Ice Beams. Good for him. He tried. Tried as hard as he could. Played very well. But just not enough. We got the T-Tar lead again from him. From Nagal, but Salamence this time. Expecting the Brick Break. Probably indicating no lefties on Mence, so I'm going to say could be Lum or Choice Band. It's pretty obvious it's one of those two. I guess it could be Laichi. Skarm getting up the 1 spike, but it's going to be finished off by Mag here. And having Flygon, Gengar, I'm thinking this is probably going to be Superman team, so I'm guessing it's Pursuit Tar. That's like the only team structure that I know by memory. Fire Punch though, that's not seen as often on Gengar. But it's going to be very helpful for this Skarm. Although T-Bolt would have been helpful for that too. Not going to do anything against the Blissey though. Superman teams commonly struggle against this pink blob. For precisely because they have special T-Tar. There's the crunch reveal. Tries to go Gengar in the EQ, but good switch from HumYumm to go into Zapdos and keep the pressure on. Zapdos switching. Flygon revealing Rock Slide over Fire Blast, so it can't do anything against this Skarm. T-Tar's taking big damage here, switching. Crit Fire Blast doing a good chunk against Zapdos, but rest Zapdos. Oh, and it's got Rock Slide too, very nice. Knowing about defensive Mons being a very nice pursuit too. Zapdos is dead on switch in from Sand. Missing Fire Blast, very unfortunate. I guess you could say it makes up for that crit. Just gonna sack T-Tar there. It did a pretty decent job. Drill Peck revealing no Toxic, most likely, I believe. Roar not gonna do too much. HumYumm would love Toxic right about now, because Roar is not going to do much against this team. So far it hasn't revealed anything, but I'm sure there might be a Moltres. Or maybe a Moltres or an Aerodactyl if it's a little more offensive. I doubt... what else is there? I doubt Mischievous. I can't think right now of what else would be good. Articuno, but I don't think so. I'd be willing to bet money on a Moltres. $5 I would bet. Articuno though, I don't know what else, to be honest. Explodes on Magneton. Brilliant switch if HumYumm predicted that. Gonna be real tough to take. Oh, Wish Jirachi, of course. A crit body slam here, possibly. Oh, and there's Aerodactyl. Trying to catch the switch into probably Pert there, I would assume. We're in another tough situation. Oh, Blissey Ice Beam. Yeah. A Toxic. Not at all good enough. Calm Mind. Oh, it's not Wish Jirachi. Maybe if it's sub Calm Mind Jirachi, then we got some cooking. Calm Minds again. Wish to bring back in Zapdos, but it's going to be tough. You're allowing another Calm Mind. Now that turn happened fast in the replay, but HumYumm was taking a long time thinking about what she wanted to do there. Decides to send in Blissey and Wish again. Ice Punch rolling for a freeze. Nothing doing. Even without substitute, Jirachi is doing fairly well against Blissey here. It must have Toxic. Otherwise, I think if it had T-Wave, it would have clicked it already. Wishing again, but you're rolling the dice here, allowing these Ice Punches. You might get crit. No, you will get crit at some point, and you will get frozen at some point. But not yet. And all this time that you're wishing is Chip Heal that Jirachi gets back, which Seismic Toss is barely going to be able to keep up with. And there's the freeze. Alright, do we see another Calm Mind here or another Ice Punch on the switch? If he Ice Punches here, he doesn't. I think Ments can take out Jirachi now. That needed to be... Oh no, Jirachi outsped. Is that normal? It might be. Is this... What is this? My mouse is in the way, I apologize. Fire Punch, Ice Punch... Maybe this is Super Rachi on this team. With just enough to outspeed... No, Seismic Toss is doing 25, so it must not have enough HP for that. So yeah, that's very interesting. Especially on a team like this. No freeze, unfortunately. Wish gonna bring you back up to full. You're barely gonna live a Seismic Toss here. You need another freeze. Right now, you need one. And then you can win. But we don't get it. And I think it's gonna be over here. There's no way Arrow can do this against Pert unless we get 20 million flinches. Oh, there's Protect. So make that 40 million flinches. And we don't get that one. Protect again, of course. We don't want to leave anything up to chance at this point, because we all know that 40 million flinches is possible, but we don't get a single one. Well, that was very well played by both players. Congrats to Noggle for making it this far, and congrats to HumYumm for winning. Good luck in the next round. Thanks for playing.